Please pay attention to this neutron star with very high speed. Near our solar system, its mass is 2 to 3 times that of the Sun, will arrive at Earth in 75 years. Neutron stars are formed after the collapse and explosion of stars. It is the densest star in the universe next to black holes. Any celestial body that comes close will be torn apart by its gravity, crush Taoism, including the Sun, and the Earth will be destroyed by it. With the current level of human science and technology, simply cannot change its orbit if humans want to escape extinction. So the only remaining path, just evacuate the Earth. Within the next 75 years we can. Will 7 billion people on Earth be evacuated? Suitable planets in the universe for colonization. How we are at least 6 to 8 light years away. Want to build a spaceship among the stars. The biggest problem that needs to be solved first, that's nuclear energy. We are currently testing chemical propulsion as aviation fuel. Its efficiency is very low. Fuel demand is too high. An excellent special mission is impossible. Need further development, efficient electric system to manufacture the latest spacecraft. World's leading scientists have conducted an in-depth discussion. In addition to chemical fuel, the second method is plasma propulsion, but also because of fuel consumption and preservation issues. The question was rejected. The third method is solar sail technology. It uses the pressure of sunlight radiation as kinetic energy. That is using photons to push the sail forward like wind. Just need a big enough sail can make the spacecraft run at high speed. But the biggest disadvantage of this method, after being far from the sun, will lose momentum. So I had to give up. The fourth method is to use antimatter. Just a small amount of antimatter can release a large amount of energy, hundreds of thousands of times conventional fuel. Humans have been studying antimatter for over 20 years, but now the ability to control antimatter still not mature enough. If anything happens, it will be very cruel, so it cannot be used. Even as people are losing money, a century. The Orion project was proposed in the 1960s. This method is first build a large spaceship, install oversized shock absorbers at the tail of the spacecraft, then detonate a nuclear bomb at the tail every 3 seconds, using the power of the explosion to push the historic spacecraft forward. If there is a continuous explosion, it takes 10 days to accelerate the spacecraft to 7% the speed of light. This method has been tested many times, has matured relatively. It is also the only feasible spacecraft propulsion device. The control issue has been resolved. The next step is to manufacture spacecraft. To design and build such a giant spacecraft, the entire human race must cooperate on an unprecedented scale, global integration at all costs. Leading technology and resources, because we only have over 70 years left. In the process of building spacecraft, there will also be many new issues to solve. First is the environmental issue on the spacecraft. Must have gravity. If a person lives in a weightless state for a long time, calcium will be lost from bones, muscles will also shrink. Once gravity is lost, the most serious thing is the inability to reproduce in long interstellar journeys. It may take many generations of humans to achieve new homes. So the simplest way is to simulate gravity, design spacecraft into a cylindrical shape. To rotate can create gravitational force through centrifugal force, use artificial pressure boosters to create air pressure. The center of the cylinder is a huge column of light, used to simulate the day and night cycle on Earth, will allow humans to live on the inner wall of a giant cylinder. There are changes in day and night, similar to on Earth and working and resting environment.